What is up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Let me guess, not much, because you're in lockdown, like me. That's what we're here to talk about today. So this COVID-19 is affecting everybody, whether that be work, bills, fishing, outdoor activities, anything like that. And I just kind of want to remind people that it's good to get out, but still follow the regulations of your state. Like, for example, I've seen a lot of posts of people going fishing and they get to spots and, you know, the whole shore is just full of people, shoulder to shoulder, fishing. And a lot of the spots just end up getting shut down when the anglers don't listen. Now, it's still early, we're in April. Most people fishing this year are either dedicated fishermen or they're only fishing because they can't do anything else in their lives due to the lockdown. Now, I get people want to get out, but like I said, make sure you follow those regulations of your state or they're going to shut down all outdoor activities and you won't be able to go anywhere besides your yard. That would really suck. For example, I think a few states completely closed their lakes down, and then Michigan just passed some sort of law where you can't have any engines or any outboard engines on a boat out on the water, but you can have kayaks and canoes and stuff like that, which is kind of weird. Like, I get they're trying to limit people going in the water, especially with the outboards. You know, they don't want people out there with their speedboats, or I guess pleasure boaters. They don't want them out there getting drunk and then getting hurt and them not having the resources, you know, with the police and EMT and all of that to go out there and help them. So I get that. But it is kind of weird that they still let kayaks, canoes, and rowboats out. And I also get that a lot of people are taking advantage of the COVID situation because normally they wouldn't be able to get out and fish, which that's great. If you do go fishing or do any sort of outdoor activity during this lockdown, which may last months, honestly, try not to go to as populated areas. If you're a shore fisherman, try to take, you know, the extra 10-minute walk down to the other side of the lake or whatever. Find a new spot, fish where other people are fishing, especially if they're really close together. Thing to stress to anybody that goes to a lake, always, not just during the lockdown, is if it comes with you, it leaves with you. Do not litter on the beaches, in the lake, anything like that. Just don't leave your stuff in the parking lot. If you get worms, don't leave the container on the rocks if you're shore fishing, whatever it may be. Also, if you're going to a lake and you're gonna park by a boat ramp, do not take up the boat trailer parking only spaces. That is specifically for people that are bringing their boats to the lake. I mean, I understand that sometimes those spaces are closer to where you want to fish, but especially during times like this, they will fill up. And then what that means is us as boaters, when we're towing our boat out there, we're going to have nowhere to park when we get there. If all of these cars, whatever, trucks, minivans that don't have a trailer are parking in the, you know, trailer parking only spots. There are dedicated spots to park cars only. And I mean, same thing goes with if you're bringing kayaks. Get your stuff ready and then drive your car down to the ramp, unload your kayaks. If you have someone with you, have them stay there and watch it if you really want. And then drive your car back up and park in the car, the, you know, the public access, whatever you want to call it, parking. Don't park in the boat trailer parking. If the boat trailer parking section fills up and there's more boaters coming in, what happens is, you know, a lot of people won't be able to launch, or they won't want to launch, or they will launch and then they'll just end up parking down the side of the road. And then what happens there is, you know, the rangers, the DNR, whoever comes through and checks it, they're going to start ticketing people, when in reality, the rangers should first go into the parking lot, look for all those cars parked in the boat section that don't have a trailer, and just start towing them. Because I know the lakes I go to, there's actually signs posted that says you know, trailer parking only, cars will be towed, blah, blah, blah. And I think in times like this, maybe they should start enforcing that to the people that don't listen. Aside from that, I just kind of want to talk about, I guess, the social distancing in general. Do I think it's okay to go fishing still? Yeah, obviously. It's, you know, most of the time you're not near anybody when you're fishing. Even if you're on a boat, you're a few feet apart. And generally when you're on a boat, you're around those people pretty often. And I mean, like, I took my boat out a few weeks ago, I think 2 weeks ago, for the first time this year. Honestly, the lake I went to was packed, but it was just like any other day, you know, like you're not on top of each other when you're launching, none of that. So social distancing when fishing is rather easy. I would recommend taking some precaution to it. If you do want to go fishing with a friend or family member or whatever, I would recommend it being like a, probably like an immediate family member or friend, or somebody that you know for sure hasn't gone anywhere during the lockdown, hasn't been out there partying, drinking with friends. Sorry, my truck's doing noises. But yeah, just make sure whoever you go with, you know, is safe. I mean, if they haven't been around anyone for 2 weeks and they're not sick, likely they're not carrying the virus. Also, I think one of my biggest pet peeves are the people that get to the boat ramps with boats and kayaks, whatever, and they're always angry and yelling, hollering. Like, dude, calm down. Give a person 5-10 minutes at the ramp. It's not that big of a deal. Stay calm, especially during these times. You don't want to be getting in conflict with people, and then that leads to, I don't know, cops getting called, our lakes getting shut down, stuff like that. I mean, that should just be a general rule of thumb. If you go to a boat ramp and, you know, people are taking their time, whatever, they're not as fast as you to unload and load a boat or back a trailer, whatever it may be, just give them time. It's really not that big of a deal. Like, eventually people will learn and get faster. But if you're sitting there, you're honking your horn, you're yelling MFer and all kinds of swear words at the people at the boat ramp, number one, you just look like an idiot. Number two, it doesn't help anybody's cause. You're going to frustrate the guy and he's going to mess up even more. So my suggestions throughout this whole COVID nonsense, well, not nonsense, I mean, it is a thing, but you know what I mean? Like, it's a nuisance. It sucks for everybody, right? So just try to do the best you can to get through it. It may last for months, you know, like MLF, FLW, all the fishing stops and tours and stuff, they're canceled basically for the foreseeable future. And, I mean, it sucks, but practice social distancing. Take your trash that you bring to the lake home, throw it away, the garbage, whatever, at the lake. Give people time at the ramp. Don't stack on top of each other. Try to go at less peak times and try to go to areas where people aren't likely to go. And also, at the same time, if you're going fishing with somebody, don't just be fishing with random people, you know what I mean? So if you could take anything from this video, those would be my top things, honestly. And keep in mind, a lot of fishing places are doing a lot of deals this time of year. For example, Guggen Squad, Guggen Baits, same thing. If you go to their website, guggensquad.com, and there's a bunch of different codes you can use, but the code I'm going to give you is Lunkers. It'll give you 20% off your whole order. I'm not sure how long it'll be going on for, but for the foreseeable future for sure. Guggen wants to make sure they're still able to pay their employees through all this nonsense. And all the purchases you purchase from Guggen Squad will go towards that, essentially. They care about their employees, which is really good for a company. And I'm sure other companies are trying to do the same thing. But yeah, if you go to guggensquad.com, there's new merch out. If you've seen Tiger King, there's a Flare Exotic shirt up there. There's a Flare Daddy shirt. What else? Oh, they got new, like, personalized bait bundles, like, based on time of year. So you got, like, Lunkers, LFG, you got all the guys, like, personal picks and baits. So if you want to pick one of those up, I I'm pretty sure the discount code will work for that as well. That would be Lunkers, Lunkers. That'll give you 20% off. Yeah, so, I mean, if you want to pick up some t-shirts, if you want to pick up some baits and help out the Guggen Squad, not necessarily that they need help, but they just want to be able to keep supporting their employees and don't have to, whatever, lay anybody off or anything like that during this time. They got some cool stuff up there. You get a discount. Check that out if you're into that. I know times may be a little rough financially, but for those of you that want to pick up, like I said, a t-shirt, some new baits, whatever, use a discount code. It helps support the Guggen Squad and Guggen Baits and their employees. With that being said, don't worry. Everyone's going to get through this Corona stuff. It might take some time. Everyone will get through it. We'll get back to the fishing tournaments and everything you'd like in your daily life. And who knows, might even be better than before. So, I hope you liked the video. And if you did, make sure you like, subscribe, tell your friends, get somebody new into fishing, and I will see you later.